These are the stills that I pulled from the video footage that I took in Greece. Where's the full video? Well, I haven't gotten around to making it. It just seems like every time I try, the story loses shape, and then I can't distill it into the video that I want it to be. I lost my grandmother in November of 24. Her passing was one of those brutal reminders that, no matter what, everyone's going. Especially those most experienced in making laps around the sun. So a week after the funeral, I went to go visit my last remaining grandparent. And I just asked her, point blank, what's the one place that you've dreamed of going, but you've never made it to?
Please.
So as a Christmas gift, we made it happen. Originally, it was just going to be me and my abui, but my sisters, my mom, my girlfriend, and her mom wanted to come, and I figured, hey, the more the merrier. On the first full day, I booked a tour of the Acropolis.
Real nice.
I got kind of nervous when I saw how high and how steep it was to get to the top. I guess you could say I forgot to make sure that everything was 85-year-old friendly. So kind of an oversight on my end. We had a really cool guide who kept offering to slow down the pace for her, but nope, she just kept chugging along. We took a few short breaks here and there, but for the most part, she kept up and we made it to the top. So all that work just to walk back down and then keep walking to lunch. I was afraid I was going to give that lady a heart attack. Later that night, my sister flew in from Colorado, and our party of 7 was complete. Athens has a bunch of ancient sites and museums. And we took a trip to the National Archaeological Museum to kill an afternoon. But we kept referring to it as the Pot Museum. It just seemed like every room was filled with clay pots. We took a 4-hour ferry from Athens to Milos. I noticed the water getting lighter and bluer the further south we went. Milos is one of the smaller Greek islands, so every beach was like 10 minutes away by car. So we'd pack up the car and we'd hit multiple beaches a day. Milena rented a bike and she would just follow us to our destinations. So my abui does this weird thing every time she's in the ocean. She snorts the water, she gargles the water, she splashes it in her eyes. And we always make fun of her for doing it, but she swears that it cleanses your sinuses and your eyes. I'm convinced that's how you contract the brain-eating amoeba. I'm not sure what that is, but I'm pretty sure that's how you get it. I don't know, I guess she's still here. maybe I'm the crazy one. I booked an all-day boat trip to see some of the sites that are only visible by water. Captain Barbossa from Pirates of the Caribbean was loosely based on this pirate called Barbarossa, and in real life he would hide out in these caves before attacking merchant ships. I was super obsessed with Pirates of the Caribbean as a kid, so that was really cool to see. The water was insanely clear at some of the spots that we stopped at. I'm convinced that it wouldn't be as blue, as clear, or as perfect if you just filled it up with tap water. On the ride, we saw dolphins playing in our wake, and the crew always sails with a cast fishing line. They eventually got a bite, and they wrestled with this huge fish for like 10 minutes. But unfortunately, the line snapped, and it got away. That evening gave us a beautiful sunset that just perfectly lit everything. So yeah, taking a boat tour is a must if you're ever in Milos. That evening, I realized that I only had one day left to get rid of this engagement ring that I brought with me. The night before, Lysa and I were at this bar called Gri Gri. The bartender mentioned a spot you can hike to, and it's the highest point of the island with an old church at the very top. I figured that would be the perfect spot. So after the boat ride, I hiked up and scouted it out with my sister. And I used my Sunseeker app to see where the sun would be at certain times. I settled on an angle where the sun would be optimal at 6:45 a.m. So I made Lysa wake up early the next morning so that we could catch our last sunrise in Milos. On the hike to the top, I was kind of nervous, but I tried hiding it by just taking videos like I usually do. I found the angle I was looking for, so I put the camera on the tripod, I hit record, and then I just hoped for the best. She said yes even before I was able to get the question out. So I think that's a good sign. And then we got to hike back and let everyone know.
Oh my God!
This has been the stills and the video footage that I shot in Greece. April 2025.